The bathroom door creaked open. Chrissy, who had forgotten her keys and also climbed through a window, stepped out in her bathrobe, singing a disco hit at the top of her lungs. She stopped dead when she saw the stern Frenchman. "Jack, who's the guy with the fancy mustache?" Jack didn't miss a beat. "Monsieur Dupont, meet my grandmother. She's visiting from the old country. She's had a lot of work done. Very expensive plastic surgery. It's a miracle of science." Dupont stared at Chrissy, then at Jack. "Your grandmother is wearing a I Love L.A. bathrobe. It was a gift. She's trying to assimilate." The afternoon became a marathon of lies. Jack had to keep Dupont in the kitchen, while Jeanne tried to sneak out of the bedroom and Chrissy tried to find her clothes. Every time a door opened or a floorboard creaked, Jack would break into a loud, frantic explanation of the Maillard reaction. In the end, Dupont was impressed by Jack's passion, if a bit confused by his grandmother's habit of peeking around corners and giggling. He offered Jack the job. "But Monsieur Tripper," Dupont said as he reached the door, "one piece of advice. Your grandmother. She should perhaps see a doctor about her disco singing. It sounds very youthful." Jack collapsed against the door as it closed. "Jeanne, Chrissy, you can come out now. And from now on, I'm the only one allowed to have a grandmother." Chapter 10, The Secret Admirer. It started with a bouquet of wilted daisies and a note written in what looked like crayon. "To my golden angel, I am watching you. Love, your secret admirer." Chrissy was thrilled. A secret admirer. "Oh, Jack, isn't it romantic? Someone thinks I'm a golden angel." Jeanne, however, was skeptical. "Chrissy, these daisies look like they were pulled out of a gutter. And the note is written on the back of a grocery receipt for canned ham. Maybe he's a starving artist." Chrissy countered. "A poor, soulful poet who can only afford ham and wilted flowers." Jack was worried. "A secret admirer who says he's watching you sounds less like a poet and more like a peeping Tom. I bet it's Roper playing a prank." Determined to catch the culprit, Jack and Jeanne set up a stakeout. They hid behind the oversized fern in the living room, Jack armed with a rolling pin and Jeanne with a heavy flower encyclopedia. As the sun began to set, a shadow appeared on the balcony. A hand reached through the sliding glass door, clutching another wilted daisy. "Aha! Got you!" Jack shouted, lunging from behind the fern. He tackled the figure, and the three of them tumbled onto the rug. In the struggle, a familiar voice cried out, "Help! Police! I'm being assaulted by a man in a chef's hat." It was Stanley Roper. He was wearing a dark raincoat and a look of sheer terror. "Mr. Roper," Jeanne asked, helping him up, "you're the secret admirer." "Me? Don't be ridiculous. I was just returning this daisy I found on the stairs. I thought it belonged to you kids." "Then why the note about a golden angel?" Jack pressed. Stanley turned bright red. "That wasn't for Chrissy. It was for Helen. It's our anniversary next week, and I was practicing my romantic writing. I must have dropped the note and the flowers when I was checking the gutters. Just then, Helen Roper walked in through the front door. Stanley, there you are. I've been looking for you everywhere. Did you find my daisies? Daisies? Helen, yes. I bought them for the neighbor's cat's funeral, but they were so ugly I threw them on the stairs. And I see you found my grocery list too. The room went silent as they all looked at the romantic note. Stanley, Helen sighed. If you're going to be a secret admirer, at least use better paper. And maybe buy me some real flowers for a change. Chrissy's face fell. So I'm not a golden angel? Jack patted her shoulder. To us, you are, Chrissy. But maybe we should get you a secret admirer who knows how to use a pen. As the Ropers bickered their way back downstairs, the roommates shared a pizza. The mystery was solved, but the chaos of apartment 201 was only just beginning. Chapter 11. The pen is mightier than the truth. One Tuesday afternoon, Jack was hunched over the coffee table, his brow furrowed in intense concentration. He was working on an assignment for his creative writing elective, a dramatic monologue. My love for you is like a flame that consumes the very air I breathe, Jack whispered as he scribbled. I see you in the petals of every rose. I hear your laughter in the wind. But I must keep my distance, for my heart is a fugitive. He set the pen down, feeling quite proud of his poetic flair. Just as he was about to head into the kitchen to start dinner, Larry called through the door about a surefire used car deal. Jack rushed out, leaving his notebook open on the table. Minutes later, Shauna arrived home. She went to clear the table, and her eyes fell upon the words. Her heart skipped a beat. Rose petals. Fugitive heart. Shauna breathed. Oh my goodness. Jack is in love with me. She spent the next hour in a daze, alternating between checking her reflection in the mirror and wondering how she could tell him she just wanted to be friends without breaking his poor, poetic soul. When Chrissy returned from work, Shauna pulled her aside. Chrissy, we have a problem. Jack wrote a letter he's in love with, with a rose. Chrissy's eyes went wide. A rose. But my middle name is Rose. My mother always says I'm her little Santa Monica Rose. Your middle name is Rose, Shauna asked, her competitive streak suddenly flaring. Well, I work in a flower shop. I'm surrounded by roses all day. The evening was unbearable. Every time Jack spoke, both girls would either stare at him with intense pity or giggle uncontrollably. When Jack asked if the roast chicken was to dry, Shauna leaned in and whispered, the chicken is as tender as a fugitive's heart. Jack blinked. Oh, what? And I heard the laughter in the wind today, Chrissy added, spinning around the room. By dessert, Jack had had enough. What is going on with you two? You're acting like you've been huffing floor wax. Shauna slammed the notebook onto the table. We found your letter, Jack, your flame. We know your secret. Jack looked at the page. then at his roommates. A slow, mischievous grin spread across his face. He realized they thought it was a confession. Oh, that? Jack